today, 1st of September, I was told to wish all of you Merry Christmas. Christmas begins early in the Philippines in the Burr months, and today is the 1st of September. So welcome everyone. There are two very important groups of people here. So one group is of course our media, who have always been very cooperative and helping us to profile Singapore. And of course the second group are all our friends and influencers, especially those with the food industry here in the Philippines. So welcome all of you to Singapore Food Festival, the launch of the Singapore Food Festival. As a typical Singaporean, I have to start with statistics, right? It's very encouraging to know that since Singapore reopened with doing away with testing in April, we have 126,000 Filipinos who have visited Singapore already, right? And that makes Singapore our that makes Philippines our number 6 generating market. Right? Number 1 is our neighbor Indonesia, followed by India, then Malaysia, Australia, Vietnam, and the Philippines. Right? So congratulations to all you Filipinos. I know in Holy Week, when you walk along Orchard Road, right, you hear all the Filipinos there. They're shopping and they're eating, and it's really good to welcome people back after the pandemic. And I think one of the best ways to welcome you back, some of you may be familiar that in April we started to launch the new campaign called Singapore Reimagined. We worked very hard during the pandemic to come up with a new campaign, and what we wanted to tell people was that when you come back to Singapore, I know all of you are coming back to visit the places and eat the food that we missed over 2.5 years, right? But we also want to tell you that during the pandemic, a lot of new things happened. There were surprisingly a lot of new restaurants that opened during the COVID pandemic in Singapore over 2 years. There were new attractions. Those of you, I think some of you have already been to the Museum of Ice Cream in Singapore. That's a very new attraction in Singapore. And with regard to food, you are familiar with the usual chili crab and all. Right? But what we are telling you is there's more than chili crab. The people of KNG here will give you chili crab, but they will give you chili crab with soft shell crab, right? Rather than the big. Right, and then you have drinks also, the cocktails with interesting spices. Yunus and his friends here have been inspired by what they see around them in Little India, so there are very interesting spices and herbs that they include there. And these are the experiences of Singapore Reimagined that we want you to experience here in Philippines. Earlier on, it was mentioned that we are on the 29th year of the Singapore Food Festival. We started in 1993 to promote Singapore food overseas. The food festival goes on in Singapore at this time in the year, but for those of you who cannot be in Singapore at this time in the year, we brought the food festival to you. And we started last week with LG Han from Labyrinth, a one-Michelin star restaurant, together with Chef Shelley. I heard it was a very successful event last week. And people told me it was nice that you all could gather, after the pandemic in a restaurant to eat together, to laugh together, to enjoy Singapore food jointly with Shelley's the gallery of Shelly, right? Okay, so last point I want to tell you, during the COVID pandemic, we were working quite hard. We brought some influencers from the Philippines to Singapore. We started with Victor Anastasia. He came during COVID and we filmed 3 episodes talking about neighborhoods in Singapore. Filipinos always know Orchard Road, Happy Orchard Road, Marina Bay, and Sentosa. These are the 3 things Filipinos know, right? But we are telling everyone, and Happy herself, right? She came next and she filmed together with Angelo, right? And they went around Singapore and she realized that there's so much more than these 3 places in Singapore, right? And they saw new places like Joo Chiat, Katong, very, very nice shops, very nice eating areas. And the last group of people that we brought, also during the pandemic, was Marvin and Jolina, right? Love team, right? Okay, so I'm just going to end by introducing you to 2 videos featuring Marvin and Jolina and some of the experiences that they had in Singapore. So just watch the video. Thank you very much.